I am Golden Captain and welcome aboard to my channel. Sorry for the lack of updates and the lack of videos. I've been really busy lately. I have been really busy with Taekwondo and then with schoolwork because since it's almost the end of the school year, the teachers are now starting to pile homework on top of me, and then I am going to be testing for my first degree black belt around the end of next month. So I've been very busy and very stressed, and I haven't been able to post anything lately. I haven't really been able to draw anything lately. That's the main reason why I'm doing a sketchbook tour. And also I recently got my wisdom teeth removed, so I haven't been able to speak properly for a good few days, so that's the main reason also why I haven't posted anything. But yeah, so this is my very first sketchbook that I actually finished. My first sketchbook was actually a school notebook that I took the pictures that I made on computer paper and I just taped them into the book. So that was not really necessarily a sketchbook, that was more of like a portfolio sort of thing. But this is my actual first sketchbook, and I am actually doing a voiceover on top of the video. So if I stop and say stupid stuff that doesn't match my hand movements, that is why. So the first page, I guess the part of the cover, I put the start date and the end date. So I started this in January 12th, and then I ended this on March 16th. So this is my first drawing. I actually did a redraw on this later on in this sketchbook, but the name for this drawing is Warrior. I actually started to do the little like the actual date on the bottom when I first started. So and for the first few pages of the sketchbook I actually did watercolor because I wanted to start getting into watercolor and bring color into my sketches. So this I also did like little quotes. So, and this was a sketch of my sister, my little baby sister. Well, she's not a baby sister, she's only 2 years younger than me, but that wasn't necessarily intended. I wasn't intending to make her, but I ended up doing it. So another quote, and then hands that I drew. This was a reference because I was trying to learn how to draw hands better, and most of these drawings are just lined. They don't have much detail in them because this was the stage where I started to do more digital art. So yeah, another quote, and I did this quote because this drawing really does honestly suck. I do not like this drawing. It was supposed to be like her taking a selfie in like a dressing room with a mirror, you know, and it didn't really ended up working. But this was the first drawing that I ever done with somebody with like piercings and tattoos. So I mean, it's just not very good. That's the main reason why I did this quote. Marco and Jazz. Okay, so another quote, and these are my first original OCs. They were my first OCs and my first couple OCs. Now I have Lauren and Jamie, which are from my new story that I'm writing, which is called My First and My Last. I am sorry if you hear my dogs. And the reason why they're not in any type of detail is because that they were done digitally. Most of these drawings were supposed to be done digitally, so they're just lined. They don't have any coloring in them whatsoever. And another quote, if you guys want to pause the video and just read the quotes if you want to, that's cool with me. But here's another drawing of Marco and Jazz. There's about, I think there was like 3 drawings that I've done of them, and then there was like 2 work in progresses that I never ever finished because I didn't like how they turned out, which are still in the sketchbook because this sketchbook is their birthplace. So this was just me practicing on hair because I struggled with hair. This was my very first ever thing that I put in the sketchbook. This was my inspiration page that had a whole bunch of like different like textures and patterns and stuff, and I drew a mustache on this woman because I thought it was funny. This is another drawing that I also did digitally, but then afterwards, when I did do it digitally, I drew, I actually colored it in. I think it looks okay besides her head. I'm not really in love with her face, with her eyes and stuff like that, but I'm not very good at doing drawings on a side profile. That's the main reason why. Alright, now this is when my drawing started. I started to feel like I was improving as an artist, because this drawing I absolutely love. I also did this one digitally. This one I can't remember. I think it's called Frozen and Free. I love this drawing because I did, you know, like a full ball gown, and it looked really cool, and she had like a power pose, and like I wanted her head to be facing upwards, but I wasn't able to do that yet. So, and a black piece because I didn't want anybody to find it because it was really bad. It was a really bad drawing. So this was my Meet the Artist drawing. That was my pose for me. This was also done digitally. So most of these drawings that I've done are from the sketchbook are on my Amino-Art page. So if you want to see like the drawings, go check that out. This was my sketch of eyes. I was practicing on eyes. My favorite was the blue one. And this was supposed to be a whip on a skull. I never finished it. This was for the mermaid. This was also done digitally. Yeah, this was also done digitally. Most of these drawings were just like the preparation, because when I did my drawings digitally, I used a mouse, so I had to make the sketch prior, took a picture of it, then I sent it to my computer, and then I put that drawing onto my computer and did a line art with like the curve tool and the mouse. This was also done digitally. Normally I took a picture of it when it was just the sketch, and then I colored it in. I'm not too thrilled at how I colored it in, but it's okay. But yeah, I really like this. Like, now is when my artwork started to look a little bit cleaner, a little bit better. I started to develop more of a style than just like doing practices, sort of. This sketchbook really, I think it improved. I think I've improved a little bit. Hopefully I have. But yeah, like most of these drawings were just lined, because then they would become digital. But afterwards, afterwards in the sketchbook, I started to do more traditional. So this was another digital drawing. I can't remember the name of it, but she's supposed to be a little bear girl. She's a little child who has like little tiny bear ears, because I started to do drawings that had like animal features to it. So like that girl that I drew, she had bunny ears. I also drew a boy in this sketchbook too who had bunny ears. So I would just add like little like animal features to my drawings, which I really liked. But I think she turned out pretty good too. I'm not too fond with how I draw eyes. I think they're too cartoony looking, but I mean, I guess I'm just gonna have to practice on that. Like, this sketchbook, since I finished it quite recently, I don't find that these drawings all look horrible, except for maybe one or two of them. Like, the ones that I find that are like the most cringiest are from the red sketchbook. So, because those drawings, those ones are old. Those were when I first started drawing, because that sketchbook, that book is huge because of all the papers that I stuffed inside of it. This was when I was explaining on my camera of how I did the line art, but I said it prior to when I actually was saying it in the video. But this is I think the last drawing that I've done of Marco and Jazz. I haven't drawn Marco and Jazz in like the longest time because I've been moving on to different characters, because now I have 5 OCs now. I have Marco and Jazz, my first couple, then I have Channel, my second character, and then I have my second couple, which is Lauren and Jamie. But my hand motions really do not match what I am saying. I'm sorry for that, because I am doing this voiceover after I filmed this, because this was when I got my wisdom teeth taken out. So that was not very smart on my part, but yeah. I remember her name, this drawing's name was Kyra Berry. I don't really name most of my drawings, but like when you post them on Amino, you have to title them. So most of these drawings, like every single one of these drawings in the sketchbook, have a name except for my little practice runs. But she was also done digitally, and I like her too. And this was when I first did darker skinned characters, because I normally do lighter skinned characters and female characters. So this was a sketchbook when I started to draw different types of, people, because no one's the same. So I did I think 2 darker characters, and yeah, and I think I did a few guys in the sketchbook too. Okay, so this was the whip of Marco and Jazz. I know this drawing looks weird, but the thing is that Marco is sitting on a couch with Jazz, and Jazz is putting her head on his lap, and he's trying to play a video game, and she's trying to steal the video game controller out of his hand. That was what it was supposed to be, but I never finished it, because I honestly don't know why I never finished it. There was nothing really originally wrong with it. I just never finished it. This was a work in progress of a drawing that I did, and this was the final drawing. Most of my family members said that this looked quite odd because of the neck, but I mean, I think it looks amazingly cool, and especially done digitally. Like, this was when I did it also digitally, so I thought that this drawing actually looked pretty dang cool. And I actually like her nose. Like, I've changed my style of noses so many times as I've drawn, like, it's crazy. Oh, and this is my drawing that I did of my sister's first buck that she got that season, which was last year. She named it Bob, so that's why it's there. But when she's a hunter like my dad, so the first season that she's ever went deer hunting before, she got a doe, and then she got a buck. So yes, very proud of her. And that was a landscape artist drawing that I cannot do because I'm not a landscape artist. I am a character designer more. This was my second darker skinned character, which I absolutely adore her. This one was called Galaxy, and she had like galaxy buttons, like there was stars. Since there was like stars in the buttons, I made her hair be like a galaxy, so it was quite cool, and I very, very, very much like her. Very love her. And that was when I started doing like, around this time, this was when I started to do like the busts that had like weird shaped ends, and I'm flipping through the sketchbook and I do not know why. I don't know why I'm flipping through Okay, well, and this one was called Hard-Headed because she had horns on her head. She was supposed to be like an ox sort of thing, a bull. So that's why I called her Hard-Headed, because, you know, they had horns and, you know, they like to like bang each other's heads against each other's heads, you know, to fight. So that's why I called her Hard-Headed. Yeah, she was also done digitally. I really like how I did like the tongue and the little scar. I think that was really cute. I cannot remember this name. Cannot remember, but I really like how I did her hand. I think she turned out quite cute. This one was also done digitally. Most of these drawings, like I said, were done digitally. If they're aligned and they don't have anything special in it, that's why. That was, I think I painted in there and I never finished it. Another black piece of paper, another black piece of paper. Oh, and this was when I'm still on Amino, but this was when I got my 300 followers. This little person right here, that's supposed to be me. This was also done digitally, and I screwed up on the hand, so I had to redo the hand. That was actually the first time I've ever done the little sticky note thing. So, yeah. This was when I was starting to fall back on drawing well on traditional, because I did it again on digital, so I didn't really care about how it looked like on the paper, but now I'm trying to do better on paper. That was just a drawing. That was this was a drawing that I never finished because I never liked how her face turned out. That would have been also done digitally, but I never finished it. Another blank piece of paper that had like markings on it. This was trying to figure out shadings and different things like that. This was another practice on an eye that I never finished. Now this is my first solo OC. Her name's Channel, like I said before. And she's supposed to be like the grunge, like 90s baby sort of thing. Also on my Amino, I have like a description about her, like her height and like her birth, how old she is, and that kind of stuff. So if you want to check that out to get a little history on her, you're more than welcome to. I also did another drawing of her. This was a whip that I did that never finished because I messed it up badly. Another blank piece of paper, and this is a close-up of Channel. So she has like a leather like a denim jacket with like patches and stuff on it. And also what I used to do when I did drawings like this, she was also done digitally also, but like I didn't like necessarily how her face looked because of her eye shape or her mouth shape or something like that. So I would go in the program and I would like put 2 layers of them down, and then I would like copy and paste different things on there so then I can shift and move things. Another blank. Now this is when I started my now style when it comes to traditional. So this is Larry the Lumberjack, and this was the first time I actually did like a pencil, like realism, semi-realism drawings. Semi-realism drawings. Like his nose is done quite well, and the camera is out of focus. There it goes. So yeah, and then this was a unicorn girl that I did. I'm not in love with her, so yeah. This is a cactus drawing done with watercolor, and this was a practice sketch thing when my pappy was in the hospital before my birthday. So I made a drawing for the nurse because she saw my sketchbook and she liked all my pictures in my sketchbook, so she wanted me to draw her picture, so I did. And this was the like sketch for like the box, so that I knew what direction I wanted the box to face and stuff like that. And this is another drawing of me trying to do a semi-realism drawing. This was not as good as my Larry the Lumberjack drawing, but it's still okay. And I really honestly like this drawing, mainly because I don't draw on an angle very often, and I don't do borders very often. So now more I do kind of do borders and backgrounds, but this one's called Vine, and I really like how I drew this. I didn't get very many likes on Amino, so I don't know if people honestly hate this drawing, but I honestly love it. Just because of the vines and how cute she looks, and just like, since I never draw anybody on an angle, I normally do face forward. So, and this is a like a pen challenge. This was at like a Christmas party that I did, and I just drew on that, which is with a pen. So yeah, I mean, it looks cute. Now this is the redraw to my very first drawing in my sketchbook, right here. This drawing is called Warrior, number 2 redraw, I think. And this was when I started to do different styles, like with different experimenting with pencils, because this was just like doing one little pencil. This was done doing pencils and markers. Like, I would first put down the pencil layer, and then I would go over it with a marker. That's why the pants look like they are. And this is just a drawing that looks bad, so that's like the one drawing that I don't like. This is a cactus drawing done with watercolor. And this, oh my gosh, I love this. Love it, love this drawing. I cannot remember what the name of this drawing was, but this was a drawing that I did from my red sketchbook, my red notebook, right here. Oh, here it is, there it is. That's what this sketchbook looked like, and there is the original, and then this is the redraw. So this is a year's difference. Wow, I guess I did actually improve. Wow, 2016, 2017. Wow, that actually is quite good, honestly. Wow. But yeah, this is the red sketchbook, and there's a lot of drawings in here. And this, I did something with tape that I could put my pencil in it, and it actually kind of worked. But if you guys want a sketchbook tour of that sketchbook, just let me know. That was a drawing that my mom did. It was a Santa Claus. And this was when I fell in love with BTS, and my bias is Jungkook, so I did a drawing of Jungkook. This was like the first drawing that I've done in a long time that I used a reference, so it's not as good as I'd like it to be, but this was my first drawing of actually doing a reference, like on a human, and trying to make it semi-realistic. I wish I kind of shaded out his nose in it a little bit, because it's not it's too dark of a lines. Now, I love this drawing too. This drawing I love too. I cannot remember what's the name of this one, but this was supposed to be like an old-fashioned kind of little gal. And this was another time where I actually did borders. Most of my drawings now, some of them have borders and backgrounds, so yeah. And this was a drawing that I did that was also supposed to represent a darker skin tone. So her hair is really curly, and I messed up on her hair. Like, there's a different texture that you can see right there compared to the rest of her hair. So I had to go over it with markers, so it's not how I would have liked it to have gone. So yeah, and this is a drawing that I did for schoolwork. It was a homework assignment, and this drawing I absolutely hated. I did a redraw on this for digital, so it looks a lot better visually than I did that was watercolor. This is the logo for my Amino channel thing, and this was a video that I done here on YouTube. I can't remember what this one is. Blowing in the Wind, I think it's called. So she's supposed to be like moving on to the next life, like she's passing away, like she's blowing in the wind, you know, kind of like a Pocahontas thing. That's where I originally got the idea, like a Pocahontas, you know, blowing in the wind. This was a practice. We're starting to get closer to the end of this sketchbook, so this was also a video down on YouTube, and this was done in colored pencil, and I'm not very good at drawing in colored pencil. I like how I did the body, it's just his face. This was a practice. See, like I really still suck at doing hair. That's gonna be something that I'm gonna have to fix later on. I really like how I did the bald head more. So I never posted this on Amino yet, but I will soon. And I'm skipping a lot of pages because I want to open up my own martial arts school, my own Taekwondo school. So I made like a logo for my school, you know, like a dream. So I can't show you because it says my last name. But this has my name and my sister's name in Korean. So that's my sister Emily, her name in Korean, and then my name in Korean. And then this is when we started doing Taekwondo in 2010. And this is just like quotes and stuff like that. And then this is my last drawing of this sketchbook. This says, last drawing from this book. I hope I will improve more, but I want to say like I hope I will improve even more. This was just like messing with different markers, and then I knew how to draw the right stuff. But that's the end of this sketchbook. If you guys want a sketchbook tour of these sketchbook, just let me know and I will. I have a whole bunch, and most of these drawings are still from the second sketchbook, but I didn't put them in the second sketchbook for some reason. But yeah, so that's my last drawing of the sketchbook, and then this is my very first drawing of my very first sketchbook. And there is a food scene on my first drawing because I started drawing when I was sick, and I had chicken noodle soup and I spilt it on my paper by accident, so that's why. But yeah, like you can definitely tell that I've improved quite a lot. You can't really tell with the hair because I didn't draw hair on that one, but compared to her, like her eyes and her mouth and her nose, it looks quite different. Oh, and that also says I finished that on the 18th, but I actually finished it on the 16th. I just put the 18th because I didn't want it to look like I just scribbled a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, this is a 3-year difference, I think. I mean, I wish I improved even more throughout this, but there's nothing that I can really do. Oh, and these are like my sister's drawings that I kept. So I really hope that I would have improved more, but in my eyes, I don't think I did compared to some of these drawings here. But when you compare it to like my 2010 drawings, which was when I was doing Crayola and all that kind of stuff, you can definitely tell that I've improved. I guess just how you see it as an artist. When you draw, you don't think that you've improved as much as you honestly hope compared to other artists. But I mean, I hope that I've improved, and I hope to improve more. And yeah, I'm also really sorry again for not posting. I'm gonna try getting a schedule because I'm doing all-nighters trying to get homework done now, and my dog is barking again. I'm really sorry. But yeah, I'm just flipping back through the sketchbook now and just but I really hope that you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you all later. Bye. Okay guys, I never really had an outro because it cut me off, so sorry for that, and bye.